Now, our first interview this morning takes us to Osun State, where with just over 2 weeks to the August 15 governorship election, political tension is rising sharply. Now, for weeks now, the ruling Accord Party and the Osun State government have accused security agencies of carrying out selective arrest and intimidation targeted at their members. The Osun Police Command has consistently denied this, insisting its operations are based on credible intelligence and conducted strictly within the law.
For recent development now, there's been some escalation. According to the state government, more party members were arrested. Lawyers who reportedly went to represent detainees were allegedly denied access to their clients. And the secretary to the state government, Teslim Igbalaye, was also arrested. The police, on their own part, say Igbalaye and 5 others were picked up during a raid linked to alleged vote buying and possession of electoral materials, and that a suspect on their criminal watch list was arrested at the same location.
Well, we do have 2 very different accounts of the same event, and we should say clearly the allegation that lawyers were denied access to detainees is at this point a claim from one side, not an independently confirmed fact. And that's precisely why this conversation this morning is important.
Because beyond who is right or who is wrong about any single arrest, the bigger question Nigerians are asking is this: can an election be considered free and fair if one side genuinely believes it has been intimidated? Whether or not that belief is provable in court, we'll find out.
Well, to help us make sense of the legal and constitutional dimensions of all of this, we're joined this morning by Mr. Nurudeen Karim. He's the legal advisor to the governor of Osun State. Good morning to you, Mr. Nurudeen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to join you this morning.
All right, let's start. You're welcome. Let's start with the SSG's arrest specifically. Now, the police are saying that they followed a raid tied to vote buying and a criminal gang under the government's watch. But the Osun State government calls it an invasion without a warrant. Can you help us make sense of all of this? These are 2 completely different stories about the same event. What exactly happened?
Yeah, what the Accord Party leaders and members are witnessing in the states, I would describe it as insufferable, mind-boggling impunity from the Nigerian police. It is unprecedented. What do I mean? For the past 2 weeks, the Nigerian police force has embarked on what I would describe as indiscriminate, selective, baseless arrests of Accord Party leaders, candidates, and members. So what happened yesterday was just a further step in their determination to ensure that prominent leaders of Accord parties are taken out of circulation before the conduct of the forthcoming governorship election in the state. The police invaded the residence of the Secretary of State Government yesterday afternoon when party canvassers in Osogbo gathered in his house to hold a meeting. So they just invaded the residence, arrested the canvassers, claiming they were buying votes. Buying votes from whom? Let's start from one place. The election is more than 2 weeks away. The election is scheduled to be conducted on the 15th day of August. And somebody is claiming that party members, party loyalists, party canvassers, campaigning for the party, who gathered at the residence of their leader, holding a meeting, are being accused of vote buying. Vote buying from whom? Did they go out to solicit votes from anybody? They were just holding their meeting, giving updates. Every canvasser was giving updates on its activities so far. And because the police got there, they saw some money meant for the logistics of canvassers. Police said they were buying votes. Buying votes from whom? They were arrested inside the residence. Not that they went to anybody to canvass vote. These people that they saw inside the house of the SSG, they are party loyalists, they are party members, they are canvassers, not even just ordinary members of the party. They are people saddled with the canvassing of votes for the party.
So, but Mr. Karim, Mr. Karim,
Yeah.
the information from the police is that they had intelligence that a criminal gang was hibernating around the area. That in fact, there is a notorious gang leader who goes by Abiodun Arowomole, popularly known as Ashikba. He's been on the command's watch list for alleged murder and other offenses. If you're saying that these are party leaders, does it mean the party leaders of Accord in Osun State are suspected criminals?
Let me tell you the story narrated by the police. I don't want to believe it. What do I mean? I was there immediately the arrest was made. Yesterday, I went to see them. The first accusation was that they were buying votes. It was when they discovered that they could not, that was not a good excuse on their part for arresting political leaders. It was then they just said, okay, one of the people arrested was on their watch list. They never knew that person. It is a lie that they had the information that a gang was there. We are not criminals. The police are just cooking up stories. They are just trying to frame our leaders. Yes, if somebody was their suspect, was it declared wanted? Who knew he was a suspect? Members of the party just came to the residence of their leader to hold a meeting. How did that one have to do with the SSG? So did the SSG know they were looking for him? Did they declare him wanted for the SSG to know one of the people that came to his house to hold a meeting was their suspect? How does that make SSG a criminal? Because one of the people that came to hold a meeting in his house was a suspect that police were allegedly looking for. Is that tenable? Is that reasonable? Then, believe me, the police did not mention that. It was an afterthought. When they first arrested them, they were claiming vote buying. It was when their lawyers told them they could not sustain the claim of vote buying 2 weeks before the election. That was when they changed their story to the fact that they saw a criminal they were looking for in the house. Was it in the midnight? Was the person living there? No. The person was among about 30 people, 40 people that came to hold a meeting in the afternoon, not in the midnight. The SIT did not know the person that he was a suspect of the police. They did not know. How does that one render the SIT a criminal? But I'm telling you, and I want you to believe me, that what the police in the state are doing is they are colluded with the APC to take Accord party members and leaders out of circulation.
These are very serious allegations, Mr. Karim.
Yes,
and
yes. That's what
you
they are
said
doing.
you were there.
They have colluded with the APC. I can tell you, for the past 2 weeks, they've arrested more than 35 members. For the past 2 weeks, Osun Police Command has arrested more than 35 members and leaders, including candidates of Accord Party. As I speak with you, our rep candidate for Ijesa South, Honorable Idowu Popola, was arrested last Saturday. Up to now, it's in their detention. All because they want to take out of circulation most of our leaders before the election. The people have rejected the APC. So we suspect the APC has colluded with the police to ensure members of Accord Party, leaders of Accord Party are taken out of circulation. And immediately they arrest them, they transfer them to Abuja. They transfer them to IRT, Intelligence Response Team in Abuja, for detention. As I speak with you, more than 15 members, leaders, candidates of our party have been detained by IRT in Abuja without any justifiable reasons.
There is also a report that these detainees have been denied access to their lawyers. Can you confirm the authenticity of that report?
I confirm to you, I was there yesterday. I confirm to you that at a point, after the arrest of the SSG, the Osun State Police Command gave the instruction, gave order to their officers at the gate not to allow anybody, including lawyers, into their premises. I confirm that to you. In fact, as a matter of fact, the NBA chairman of Osogbo Bar had to come to confirm it. When he came, he confirmed it. He saw some lawyers stranded at the gate. It was then he made a call to the police PPRO, or I don't know the particular person he called. That was when the person intervened and the ban was lifted. And it was at that point that lawyers that were standing at the gate were allowed into the premises of police CID. And the order was allegedly given by Deputy Commissioner of Police Olomo Benedict. Yesterday, the order was allegedly given by the Deputy Commissioner of Police that does not allow anybody to stay there, including lawyers. Even though the lawyers identified themselves, they said they came to represent their clients. The police at the gate said no, they could not enter until the NBA executive came. They never allowed them to enter. And as at that time, some of us had already entered. As at that, before they gave the order, some of us had already entered. So as all this scenario was going on, I was inside the CID. Lawyers were calling me. They were claiming, they were stranded at the gate. The police did not allow them to enter the CID because the police did not want lawyers to have access to people being unlawfully arrested and detained in their detention facility within the Osun State Police Command.
Mr. Karim, let me point you to a recent visit of the Inspector General of Police to Osun State, where he said that information reaching him from the commissioner is that in fact there are criminals and those who are fomenting trouble who are being harbored in the government house. And now, when we hear that the secretary to the state government has been arrested on allegations of vote buying, as it were, or even harboring criminals, do you see the connection between what the police had earlier said, the intelligence they gathered, and what is playing out now?
I don't see any connection, no nexus, because they were not arrested within the government house as alleged. Even the allegation by the IG was unfounded. It was the NPC and the Commissioner of Police who is biased politically, who is biased against their court party in the state. The Commissioner of Police is biased against their court party in the state, as alleged by Mr. Governor. So it was the Commissioner of Police that made that allegation just to divert attention away from his political bias against the party. So what the police in the state are doing now, let me tell you, is that whenever they arrest anybody, even when nobody has made any allegation against the person, they can just say, okay, it's a suspect. You know, what they are doing now is to declare some people as suspects, even without any petition against them. Anybody they see that is a federal member of a court party, when they arrest them, I believe what the police are doing now is to say, okay, the person is a suspect. Can't just say somebody, can all of us be suspects? Can all of us be suspects? That's what the police, also the police command, they are doing. That's what the police is doing. The police, whenever they arrest, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Why was it that immediately after arrest, I was there, immediately they brought them to the police state headquarters, to the state command headquarters. They never mentioned that one of the people arrested was their suspect. They never mentioned that. All they were saying was that they arrested them based on vote buy. It was after 1 hour, 2 hours, when it was argued that they could not be saying somebody is buying votes 2 weeks before the election. It was then they changed the story and said, okay, one of the persons arrested is their suspect. Let me tell you, as a journalist, if anybody visits you, if the police have not declared the person wanted, how will you know the person is a suspect? I even declare that Abiodun Aromane is a suspect. I don't believe the claim. Let's subject it. They will charge him to court. Let them charge him to court. Let them come and prove it. Where is the petition? Yesterday, I was expecting the police to show us the petition written against him yesterday, not by merely claiming Abiodun Aromane is a suspect. That is what they have been doing. Let me draw your attention to one viral video about a month ago where 2 Accord members were kidnapped in Ilesha, and they were kidnapping them by APC thugs who came in the APC branded car at night. They never knew that some witnesses were recording them on video. So immediately they left the scene, the witnesses released the video to social media. So as they were taking the two kidnapped persons to where they wanted to go and probably terminate their lives, they saw that the video had gone viral on social media. They therefore decided to take the kidnapped victim to a police station in the nation. Will you believe me? Despite the fact that in the viral video, the APC thugs were shooting guns, were carrying rifles, the DPO of Ilesa did not arrest them. He left them. They just dropped off the two kidnapped victims, and the DPO brought them to the Osun State Police Command, to the Osun State Police Commissioner. What they did?
Mr. Karim, my colleague has some questions for you, and some of the concerns that you're raising are quite very serious, because we have just about 2 weeks before the elections. One thing that you have continuously repeated in the course of this interview is that the police is colluding with the APC.
Yes. The governor said it, and that is the truth.
So what confidence do you have? Because I mean, the police are a very critical part of the elections in Nigeria. Of course, if you're saying they are colluding with the APC, does it mean you do not have confidence that they're going to, help deliver a free, credible, and safe election on August 15 in Osun State?
I have just given you one instance of police being biased in favor of the APC. The people that were seeing viral video, shooting gun, kidnapping people, because they were APC boys, because they came in APC branded bus, the police did not detain them. The Osun State Commissioner rather detained the victims of kidnapping. The second day in the cell, it took the intervention of lawyers before the Osun State Police Command released the kidnapped victim from the cell. So the people find it surprising. The people were shocked. The people were shocked. I can send you the video. They were shooting guns in the video. Civilians, APC thugs. Up to today, we are not aware of any of the thugs being arrested by the Osun State Police Command. Come to their cell. Send your journalist to come to their cell. 95% of the people in Osun State Police Command cells today are members of their court party. The police have been seen in viral video supporting APC thugs, forcefully hijacking motor parks. What have the police done about the people forcefully hijacking motor parks? A viral video. What have the police done?
In the midst of all of this, Mr. Karim, yesterday we aware that the INEC chairman paid a visit to Osun State to have that town hall meeting with stakeholders ahead of the election, and to also inform the traditional rulers of the election to happen August 15 and all. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Were you present at that meeting yesterday?
I was not present there, but I was told, and I read it in the news, that the Osun State Police Commissioner was booed. Was booed by the crowd, because the entire Osun State people are tired of him. His impunity, his bias has become obvious to everybody.
All right, Mr. Karim,
I'm a resident in the state. They know the Osun State Police Commissioner is biased.
Yes.
And he's not professional.
You've reeled out all of the grievances and all that's happening security-wise with the police and all that. Coming to INEC now, with Josh Amopita in Osun State to meet with stakeholders and CSOs and all yesterday, political parties as well. From INEC perspective and from the information you've gathered, how ready is INEC on their own side? We know we have security on one side that is threatening, but on INEC's side, how ready is INEC to conduct the elections come August 15th? They say that voter registration has hit about 2.3 million, about 4,000 beavers are ready to be deployed for a swift election process. But then, from what you gathered, how ready is INEC?
As far as we are concerned, we don't have problems with the INEC. The only problem we have with the INEC has to do with the transporters that will be engaged for the conveyance, transportation of election materials. Because recently, some APC thugs forcefully hijacked Osun State motor parks in an effort to constitute themselves into recognized leaders of NURTW that the INEC will engage for the transportation of election materials. And we know this is a plan. This is a plan to rig the election. And we are appealing to the INEC to revisit his plan as to the transporters to be engaged for the transport of election materials, because it shows that the APC wants to rig the election through the transporters to be engaged by the INEC for the conveyance of election materials. That's the only issue we have with that. Aside that, we don't have with any issue with the INEC. The only institution that is a threat for now to the free and fair, each free conduct of that election is the Osun State Police Command, who is obviously biased in favor of the APC. I can tell you our rep candidate for House of Rep for Ijesa South, Honorable Idunpopola, has been arrested since Saturday and is being detained in Abuja now by the IRT. And as I speak to you, more than 15, or let me say at least 15 members and leaders of our court party have been detained in IRT in Abuja jail. Immediately, Osun State Police Command picks them, they transfer them to Abuja for detention, or in an effort to make sure they are not around during the election.
All right.
That's what they are doing.
Mr. Kareem, from your accounts that you've read out so far, how the activities of the police and the CP and all that's going on, currently, the Adeleke is still the governor of the state. What is the government doing at the moment to douse the tension? This violence, this high tension in Osun State, I don't think we've seen it this bad. It's getting almost out of hand, but we hope it doesn't. It's getting so high, leading to the election. I know that there's Amotekun in Osun State as well. There are other security outfits aside the police. What can we do with them, or what is the government doing with them to help the situation and, of course, make Osun people feel safe and be safe?
You know, Mr. Governor is a very peaceable person. He's a gentleman. What the APC and the Nigerian police are doing against our court party and the administration of Governor Adeleke cannot be tolerated by any other governor. But because Governor Adeleke is a gentleman, he wants peace at all costs. Despite the provocation, he has continued to appeal to his good people in Osun State to remain calm. And that is why the police are taking his gentlemanly nature for weakness, which is not weakness. The governor wants peace. As to the Amotekun, I can tell you, the police are trying everything within their means to cripple Amotekun, because Amotekun is another security outfit that can check the excesses or the violence by APC thugs. So police, as I can tell you, the day APC thugs went to forcefully hijack motor parks, the Amotekun commander of operation, who was there, he didn't even shoot anybody. He was there. Immediately he arrived to cover the situation, police picked him up. I can ask the head of operation of Amotekun was arrested by police because he wanted to ensure peace, to restore peace and order at the police at the motor park on that day when APC thugs came and forcefully hijacking motor park. What the police that were expected to chase away hooligans. The Amatekun operative that came to restore law and order were the ones that the police picked up. That day, the police arrested head of Amatekun operation because they suspected. That's our belief. Regardless of any purported excuses given for his arrest, our belief is that the police arrested him so that he will not be able to control
Mr.
his
Kareem,
voice.
we are totally out of time. This situation is not a gentleman's situation anymore. The Osun people need to feel safe and be able to come out in their numbers for the election, head to the polls and decide who's going to lead them further. The governor should be able, whether the police are working against or for him, to be able to guarantee safety of his people. He is the security officer of the state, the chief security officer for that matter. So, Mr. Kareem, we'll get back to this conversation. But for now, we thank you for helping us understand the situation in Osun State and as it stands. We do hope that the violence and the pressure and the tension will go down the next time we speak to you. But for now, we'll leave it right here, Mr. Kareem.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for your time on the program. We do appreciate you.